home. Family means everything to the Gerards. Raising their two beautiful young girls in a home that is safe, warm, and loving has always been their goal. In August of 2008, the Gerard family purchased and moved into their dream home located at 225 North Forest Dune Drive in St. Augustine Beach, Florida. They thought their decades of hard work and self-sacrifice had finally secured their family's future. They wanted to teach their children and learn about life together in their home. They wanted the kids to play and have sleepovers in their home, creating everlasting memories. This good, honest, hardworking family depended on their home, and it was the Gerard family's very foundation. Shortly after moving into their family's new home, the Gerards were abruptly woken from sleep by a huge boom. The foundation slab of their new home had literally broken off, and a large crack ran from the southeast side of the front porch through the center of this family's entire home. The Gerards had done absolutely nothing wrong, but from that day forward, their lives have been a living nightmare. Wayne Collier built this defective, dangerous home from the ground up and was responsible for every building plan, building permit, building subcontractor, and the malpractice that took place on this building site. This photo was taken during Wayne Collier's construction of this family's home and tells the entire story. As you can clearly see, there is a large depression in the ground on the southeast corner. Rainfall from the roof concentrates a steady stream of water in this area, causing significant erosion. This video, taken during a storm, demonstrates how the rain is funneled into the southeast corner. Building plans and permits were obtained to build a retaining wall, which is critical for keeping the ground from shifting and causing structural failure. Wayne Collier and his subcontractor Peter Wells were supposed to build this retaining wall, but because of cutting cost, Mr. Collier negligently changed the plans and had this retaining wall built. As you can see, the wall is clearly shorter than the original plans, and it was also made with scrap pieces of wood instead of the correct materials. Wayne Collier's own subcontractor Peter Wells testified under oath that he had concerns to the wall's lack of strength and knew it would fail. He also testified that he personally told Mr. Collier these facts, but was again told by Mr. Wayne Collier to do it. Mr. Collier violated standard Florida building codes and committed malpractice by not resubmitting the new plans and getting new permits. During construction, the inadequate retaining wall did fail. A crack appeared that ran from the southeast corner of the front porch through the center of this home. Wayne Collier personally saw the extensive crack. His subcontractor, Mr. Wells, testified he was standing next to Wayne Collier when he saw the crack. John Dewar is a land developer and testified he saw the crack. Bill Lanny is a contractor and testified that he too saw this major crack running through the foundation of this home. Mike Stauffer worked for Sea Colony's Review Board and tried to offer remedies for this failed wall. Mr. Stauffer even referred to 225 North Forest Dune Drive as the cracked house. Everyone knew about this major, extensive crack. Everyone. What Wayne Collier did next is why we are here today. Instead of fixing the extensive structural damage, Wayne Collier had the retaining wall secretly extended. Mr. Collier then used Mickey Hudson of Apex Tile to come in and tile over this significant crack. Mr. Hudson testified that he personally told Wayne Collier this was a large 3/8-inch crack and is unstable. He would not warranty the work, but Wayne Collier had it done anyway. The hardwood flooring was pulled apart when the subfloor shifted, and Wayne Collier covered this up by having the gaps filled with putty and the protruding edges sanded. The defective, substandard, and dangerous home is sold to the Girard family, and then, boom! Upon investigation by St. Augustine Beach's director and building official, Gary Larson, all that you have seen was revealed and proven. Unfortunately, the malpractice of Wayne Collier is far from over. Mr. Larson personally inspected this home and also hired independent contractor Thomas Daly to do a detailed investigation. Multiple other Florida building code violations were found. These inexcusable violations are extremely hazardous, and Wayne Collier was responsible for each and every one. The Girard family was forced to move out of their home in fear for their children's lives until repairs were made. Shockingly, it was later found that Mr. Collier was good friends with Wayne Ziegler, the building inspector who signed off on this clearly defective home. Through his investigation, Gary Larson found Wayne Collier guilty of malpractice, recommending the maximum fine allowed be imposed. This is not the first time Wayne Collier has built substandard defective homes. The Serrato family put their faith and trust in Mr. Collier, but their home was so poorly constructed that it had to be completely demolished and rebuilt from the ground up. The Girard family, unfortunately, was not given that option. The entire southeastern side of the Girard family's home shifted when the slab broke. The kids were later evacuated after finding so many code violations, and the process to try and repair the massive damage has been overwhelming and unsuccessful. Large titanium piers had to be drilled into the ground until they reached load-bearing strata. Hundreds of labor-intensive hours to repair the damage. The broken foundation is still not level. This simple example shows clearly how the slope of the front porch has been affected. The Girard family's front door now closes on its own because of Wayne Collier's substandard construction. When you walk through the Girard's home, you can see the extensive cracks in the tile where the slab broke underneath. Looking into the family room, you can see where the break ran through the room and under the hardwood floors, tearing them apart. Looking up, you see where stress fractures are tearing the wall apart to this day. The downstairs bedroom on the southeast corner is not level, and the doors swing open on their own if not closed tightly. Stress cracks in this room are also present and tearing these walls apart. The youngest daughter's room is located upstairs on the southeast corner of their home, and here stress fractures are again tearing the walls apart. Many nights the girls were scared of what was going on with their home and spent the night in their parents' room because of Wayne Collier's malpractice. The most telling room in the Girard family's home is on the southeastern corner. Using 360-degree laser beam technology, we are able to visually demonstrate that the house is still compromised. The laser is centered in the middle of the room and precisely aligned with the top of the baseboard on the northwest side of the room. When you view the 360-degree laser beam projected on the southeast side, you can see the drastic height difference from the top of the baseboard to the laser beam. That is how much this side of the room has literally dropped, even with the titanium piers in place. At this very minute, the Gerard family does not have a home they can depend on, enjoy, and make new wonderful memories together. Wayne Collier built this crooked, dangerous house and clearly knew it was defective. That is the real tragedy and malpractice in this case.